We're back on the record this morning with the State Auditor, Diana DiZoglio.
Now, by law, the auditor's office needs to perform audits of the 200 state agencies every 3 years. Now, you just completed one with DCF. Reports say some agencies haven't been looked at in many, many years. However, what's your response to that?
Yes, well, I can't speak to, what happened or didn't happen under previous administrations. I know that the office has historically had a challenge in meeting that mandate to audit all of those entities. That's especially, as you can imagine, been a challenge considering the retaliation in our budget by legislative leaders who have not adequately or equitably funded our budget, consistent with what other constitutional officers have received.
If you had more funding from the state legislature, you'd be able to complete these audits.
Well, actually, we're actually on track to complete those audits. Currently, we have over 100 audits that are being conducted, 100 agencies that are being currently audited, and we are looking to have those agencies completed by the end of the year. We actually just this week did release an audit of, we released audits of 24 agencies just this week during election week. So obviously that helped to get us to meeting that mandate, and we continue that work. But we did just release an audit of DCF. It was a very comprehensive review, which looked at ways to improve services for children across the Commonwealth, to make sure that they're getting adequate mental health services provided to them, to make sure that they're getting access to the courts the way they deserve, to make sure that their rights are protected in terms of the type of medical treatment that they're being provided. We found some areas where there were significant shortfalls and needed improvements, and we've been working with DCF to make those recommendations for improvement to help protect children in the Commonwealth. It was an incredibly important audit that was conducted. The Globe just reported on it, and we're hopeful that DCF will continue to work with our office to make needed improvements so that children are protected.
So now that there's a change in the White House, Governor Healy says the Biden-Harris administration is responsible for $8 billion in federal funding, money that has been put toward what? Transportation and housing and climate investments. Will we see that under a Trump administration?
Well, I know that this administration came out strong in their commitment to protect the values of Massachusetts in the face of an administration that is likely not to be incredibly supportive of the work that we've done here in Massachusetts. I know this administration is committed to continuing the fight against climate change, protecting a woman's right to do what she wants to with her own body, to protect marriage equality, among so many other important issues that Massachusetts has led on. And I'm incredibly grateful that we do have an administration that's committed to that here. I am concerned that it will be a challenging time in the years to come on some of those fronts, and we need to remain vigilant.
So it's fair to say we're looking at, I was going to say considerable, but belt tightening.
But
I'll
you
just
look
go
at the
there,
books.
right?
You look at the books. So what do you think? Will we see belt tightening?
Will we see belt tightening? It's possible. It's possible. I mean, that's going to have to be a decision for the administration and for the legislature. The auditor's office is able to report on these issues, make recommendations, but those ultimate decisions are left to legislative leaders and legislators, and then the administration to make those decisions.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
in.
thank
being
you
here.
so
Our
much.
thanks to the auditor, Diana DiZoglio, for sitting in the chair this morning. The roundtable is next. So, gee, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Do you have any ideas what we might talk about?
I can imagine.
You can just imagine. We'll break down Donald Trump's decisive victory and what it means for Democrats, including the state's all-blue delegation. Stay with us.